Hello, everybody. Anybody else new here tonight? Put it in chat, please, so I know. I think I recognize mostly everybody, and I know. And my name is Debbie Barnett. So most of you already know me, but I am all about Mahjong. I just love this game so much. And I love more than anything spreading my knowledge to others and helping them grow in their game. And this is what Wednesday nights is all about. And hello, everybody watching from YouTube. I see people coming in. Hi, Janet. Hi, Carol. I always forget to acknowledge you guys, but I will try to make sure that I do. Oh, Fran is coming in, and Fran made it. Cool. So anyway, getting back to what I was saying is I do love helping people grow their game. And that's what makes Mahjong so much fun. If you start out as a beginner and stay a beginner for a long time, and I've played with people that have stayed at a beginner level for a very long time. Actually, I played with one gal who had been playing for 25 years, and she still played at a beginner level. And it's just kind of sad to see that. You know, you want to kind of take somebody like that under their wing and help them move along. But then again, you also don't want to embarrass somebody who's been playing a really long time and let them know that they really don't know what they're doing. But in all honesty, learning how to play the game at a more advanced level makes the game so much more fun because it opens up so many possibilities to winning and knowing what your opponents are doing, all sorts of fun stuff. So anyway, tonight, Wednesday night, is skill building, where I play against the bots at I Love Maj, and I'm going to head over there right now. And I always have to go through certain things in the beginning. So for you guys that already know the drill, go get a drink, pour yourself a glass of wine, and come back in a few minutes, and I'll be done explaining all about I Love Maj. So, here we go. And I'm going to share my screen and head on over to I Love Maj. And here we are. Here we are at the game launchpad at I Love Maj, where I play against the bots, and I play an official game because I like my wins and losses and what hands I've made to all be kept track. And they do keep track of all of that if you play an official game. If you're new coming in and you're more of a beginner player, play just for fun and have a good time, and don't worry about whether you win or lose in the beginning. When you're ready, you can move up to the official game. Now, the other thing that's really great about I Love Maj is their exercise room. And for those of you who know me, and I recognize a few people here that have come to my Bridgeport weekly meeting, you know that I encourage people to come into I Love Maj, into the exercise room, and practice, because this is where you'll learn the card. And that is the most important thing, learning the card, not by heart, but you need to be able to see the tiles and know the direction that you're headed in. And that does happen when you learn the card. You don't want to just be winging this game at all by any means, but all of these exercises are fabulous. And if you need any help or assistance, reach out to me through email, and I can help you with anything that you need on this site. If you like what you see tonight, under every single video posted, every skill building video posted on YouTube is a link to sign up for I Love Maj's. Well, they give you 2-week membership free, but with my affiliate link, they give you 3 weeks. And yes, I am an affiliate of theirs. And I am because I think this is one of the greatest platforms ever. And they've got new things coming down the pike, I hope soon, which I can't share anything right now, but I'm hopeful that I'll be able to share it soon enough. And maybe even have a new skill building episode around it. So, okay, now Helene is coming in again. A little confused about that, but whatever it is, I'm just going to let it be and let the computer gods take over from here. All right, let me see, make sure everybody is muted, which they all are, it looks like. But this one, I don't know why I can't mute one of them. That's strange. Okay, that's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here with the game, the first game. I'm going to go ahead and launch it. And by the way, don't you love this card? It's so much fun. I am really enjoying this card. Some of it's challenging, but I think for the most part, it's a real switchable card. And then there are some crazy hands that are just like, oh, point line number 2 is a Mahjong hand on steroids. That hand could be made 864 ways. Oh my goodness, it's crazy. All right. Well, here we go. I choose to play against the intermediate bots, and I think that's the best place for me to do these classes. The advanced bots, sometimes they mahjong a little bit too quickly, and the beginner bots make beginner-like moves, like passing pairs in the Charleston, or flowers, some other things like that. So I like the intermediate level. I think it's pretty good and pretty true to doing, I never see them intermediate bots doing things like passing pairs or flowers. So I haven't compared the two, level 2 and 3, but there are the 3 levels: beginner bots, intermediate, and advanced bots. Okay. Now, what was I going to say? Oh, the auto timer here is a timer that if you set it, it will help you with how long it makes you to make a decision about a discard. So in person, when you're sitting there and somebody threw a tile and you're not sure, do you need it or not, and you're deciding, well, this is what that timer does. It's a great thing to practice with, because you do want to get down to that 4-second mark. Keep in mind, even the best players sometimes need more than 4 seconds. So we all are at that point sometimes where we are like, I need a little bit of time. So this is just a good thing to use here. If you do need more time, regardless of whether you do the 10-second or the 4, there's a pause button. You could pause it until you're ready to, go ahead and make your decision. So that's really cool. Make sure you have the 2024 card checked. I used my tablet the other night in the other room. Randy and I play a lot at night together, which is really nice because you could set up a personal table. And I had not used the tablet since the 2024 card came out. So guess what happened? I hit Mahjong and it said, you have an erroneous Mahjong. And I was like, what? Are you kidding me? There's no way. Well, Randy said, do you have the 2023 card checked? And I did. Oh my God, that's my funny Mahjong story for the week here. Oh, wow. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started with the game here.
Course Charleston.
And the way we are going to do this, and I do like to, go a little bit slower for the newer players here, because this really is all about skill building and helping everybody get better, is I will talk through what I'm doing. And if you have any questions about what it is that I'm doing, put it in chat. I'll do my best to pay attention and address your question. With YouTube, I've noticed there's a big delay. I didn't know that for quite a long time, but if you have a question, I still will get to it. It just may not be right at that very moment. It's the same thing when somebody in YouTube, makes a suggestion or points out a hand that maybe I missed, because I don't see everything. Sometimes I see it after the fact, and I've already done and made another move. So anyway, okay, so I sort by suit. And that's how I teach my students to sort. This is just an initial way to organize your tiles. I want to be sure everybody understands that. This is not for the purpose of, oh, yes, we could see exactly what we're going to do. It just gets everything in a nice, neat, tidy order. Something like a filing cabinet, so that you could find things more easily when you alphabetize things in a filing cabinet. It's sort of like that. But I always start out when I sort with seeing if I have any multiples. And I normally put my winds and dragons down at the end, but since they're a multiple, I'm going to leave it right where it is for now. And I have ones. I have a pair of flowers, greens, ones, and fives. Now, flowers, regardless of whether I have 1, 2, or 3, I keep those flowers until I am absolutely sure I am not going to be using them in one of my hands that I'm looking at. If I'm not, then I could get rid of them at some point a little bit later on. But otherwise, I keep them because there's no way I can know right now that I'm going to use a flower. I see when I am coaching people that come to my Monday club here in the villages, and I'm watching them and I see them, pass a flower in the Charleston. First of all, you shouldn't pass a flower in the Charleston because the flowers are they're like gifts. I mean, literally, they're like gold in this game. There's so many hands that need either a pair, a Kong, 4 like numbers, or there are 2 quin hands this year. So if somebody's playing a hand with a pair of flowers and you give them 1 in the Charleston, they're like thinking, yippee, I don't have to worry about that pair any longer, right? If you give them 1 and they've got a couple already and they're playing a Kong of flowers or a quint of flowers, they're thinking, yippee, I just got 1 more flower in. So just don't pass flowers in the Charleston, okay? But when I see that happen in my group, my club rather, and I ask them, why would they pass the flower? They're like, well, I don't really need it. That's kind of an impossibility at the very beginning of this game, in my opinion. So just hold on to it and wait and be patient to make sure that there's not one of the many great hands that have flowers. Okay, moving on. I have to figure out what I'm going to do with these tiles. Now, pairs are a strength. Any multiple is a strength in your hand. So you want to try to work off of them if you can. And I see Janet is giving me some, and Carol is giving me some hand suggestions already, which is great. Get them coming in early, okay? But I want to look and see what we could possibly do with a pair of flowers, the greens, the 1, and the 5. Okay, well, let's talk through this as if, we're going to go through the card. Well, it's certainly not 2024. Okay, easy enough. 2468, not utilizing the 1s and 5s, I don't think. Okay, any like numbers, little potential. We have a 1. Okay, I'll just stick it here for now. Little tiny bit of potential. Addition hands, I'm going to say no because there's no 2 combination or 3 combinations or 2 even that are the same suit, and addition hands are all the same suit. We're going to skip over that. I'm not going to look at quints right now because I don't have jokers, but you could always end up switching into quints if you start getting a lot of jokers and you've kept the right stuff. You never know. All right, consecutive run. Not as much possibility with the 1s and 5s. Certainly it could happen if I just didn't look at either both of them, or if the ones were already one cracks, and I may keep the one crack, 3 crack, 5 crack for the top line. But there's nothing really strong if I want to keep the 1s and 5s for consecutive numbers right now. But if we go down to 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, okay, and we look at these hands here, are there any hands that have a dragon in it? And there are. Line number 3 is all the same suit. So that would not make sense here, because the 1s and 5s are different suits and the greens don't match the dots or the cracks, right? But take a look at the second hand from the bottom. That is 1, 3. I don't have the 3, of course. Dragons. Oh, it doesn't go in the middle, but I would like it to be placed in the middle, to be honest with you. That's how I think of it. 1, 3, dragon, 3, 5. And then it would be 3s and 5s. So it would be a pair of 1s, a pair of 3s, a pung of 3s, pung of 5s, and the opposite dragon, which is the green. Now, if I play this hand, we don't need the flowers, right? We don't need the flowers. So, that's going to be a little bit challenging, because I'd have to give up the flowers. Look, it could happen. I'm not saying it won't happen, but that's one definite possibility right there. Now, we have to look at more things, because I can't just settle in. Of course, I wish this was last year's card, because there's a hand that I could be playing from last year's card. So let's see if there's anything else. Let me see if that one is the 3. Okay, yeah. So YouTube, a few people already said that one with the 1, 3, 5 and the dragon. So, I could see that right away. Other experienced players who are watching on YouTube can see that right away, because they know the card. You don't need to know what the groupings are necessarily, but to know enough that there is a hand in that section that uses the opposite dragons. All right, I have to let a couple people in here, which my husband usually does. All right, so now here's the other thing. We need to make sure that we keep our options open. So when I say that, I say we need to be able to keep other tiles in that 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 category, just in case we need to switch out of that hand. Why would we need to? Oops, sorry. That's the one we need. We need the 3. I was thinking the 1. We would need to keep the 1 just in case we don't get the 3s, the pairs, and they all go out, or somebody exposes them and they're using them. We have a competitor at the table. So I would more than likely keep the 1 as well, if I'm okay with the pass that I'm making. And honestly, this is a really good pass. Now, if the 1 were, let's just say, a 3 dot, or another one of the 3s or 5s or greens, I would pass that 2, 6, and 8. It is all one category. It's a beautiful pass, but I wouldn't want to break up my hand. The 1, not necessarily going to do me any good at this point. I could use it. Flowers 1, 3, 5 right here. Take a look at line 3 under 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. I would need to have matching dragons with that hand. It's a possibility. I'm definitely way closer to the other one. Way closer to the other one. And I think that it would make sense for me in this situation to break this up and pass a better, more defensive pass. So I'm going to do that. And I think that I will do that. I think it doesn't matter which ones I break up, the 2, 6, or 8, but I think anything could be a possibility for someone if they're playing 2, 4, 6, 8, or some run with those numbers. You can always find a good hand that somebody's playing. So let's see how this works out for us and what goes on. And who knows, we may end up having to change into something else. Sometimes things happen and we end up changing like 360. You guys who've been here every week know that happens, right? All right, so now we have a 9 crack, 7 crack, and 6 crack. Not really anything that makes me excited, except my thinking might be, well, if I kept the 6 crack and I had to move into something else, I could potentially do flowers with a run of either 3, 4, 5 or 4, 5, 6 or 5, 6, 7 if I get 7s. Maybe that would be the tile I would keep out of these tiles, but I don't see anything else that I would keep here. So I am going, hello, Sue. Thanks for watching. I think that's going to be my next pass. Well, I don't think it. I know it. And let's see what happens. Okay, so a south, an 8 bam, and a 2 crack. With these tiles, I'm not going to necessarily change my course. I'd love to be able to keep this too as an open option here. And I do have a blind pass I could do if I wanted to, just to keep the 2 to see if anything else changes. I don't know that I would change my direction at this point anyway, so I want to maximize what I get. I'm going to pass all 3. Ooh, did I get anything else? Nope. So we're going to continue the Charleston. Now, I know I passed a south. If I had gotten a north in right now, I would think twice about passing the north to this second pass, which they're both going to our little friend Agatha over here. But I don't have that situation right now. So I'm going to just, of course, continue because we talk about this. I don't have one hand. If I had one hand and I did not have 3 tiles to pass, I would definitely pass it. But here's the deal. Well, I'm glad you came, Shirley, even though you were getting bumped out of Zoom. So, all right. So I'm going to hit continue.
Second Charleston.
And I'm going to do these here. And we got in a 1 crack, a 9 bam, and a 4 dot. I mean, a 9 dot and a 4 dot. Nope, not what I want. I'm not getting very much in this Charleston. This is just one of those Charlestons where I'm not picking in or getting in passes. Again, now I have, you know, an opportunity where I'd love to keep this, and I can keep it actually. I do have the 6. So actually, let's see. Do I want to keep those just in case I can make some kind of run with the flowers? I think I need to have a backup plan just in case those 3 dots go bye-bye. If I just put all my eggs in one Mahjong hand, it's going to be challenging. I like to keep track of multiple things. I don't often start out with a hand that's nicely formed like this and have to think, oh, one hand. So I think I'm going to go ahead and pass 2 and keep the 2 and the actually the 2 I don't need as much as I need. Of course, that's a pretty pass. But I gave those evens to Wes in the beginning, and I'm pretty sure Wes is not playing 2, 4, 6, 8 or those even numbers. I think I'll keep the 6. The 6 makes more sense to me than the 2. So let's see what happens here. Well, now I got a 2 back. Had I kept the 2, I would have had 1, 2, 3. All right. Well, we got a lot going on here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pass. I'm just going to pass the 3 right here and keep the 6. Maybe I'll get one now. I don't know. This has been no. Nada, nada, nada. Yes. Sue says hashtag ouch. Really? What a Charleston. Okay, this is seriously, you want to get in at least a couple of tiles during the Charleston. But Wednesday nights is always my challenge when it comes to Mahjong. I think it's done purposely, so I could just have to teach a lot of strategy. All right, I am East. It shows right here. I'm going to go ahead and start discarding. Remember, I always prioritize my discards. Other instructors might do it differently than I do. This is what has worked out for me all the years I've been playing. And, well, you know, like what they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, I'm not going to change my ways, I don't think, at this point. My philosophy is to get out fresh tiles early. And a fresh tile is a tile that you've never sent out during the Charleston. I don't have any of those. A fresh tile is a tile that's not already on the discard table. Okay, so that's pretty much it, because if you get out fresh tiles, players, your opponents are not ready to call, or if they are, they may be forced to call early and expose, kind of to your benefit when you start seeing what someone else is doing. Nonetheless, you need to get those tiles out early. If you think the opposite, you got to change it. If you think somebody's got 8 dams up here and you got a 9 dam and you're staring at that tiles up there and hesitating and waiting and hemming and hawing over the 9 dam, and I say to you, what are you hesitating about? And you say, well, Joe might need it. He's got 8 dams up there. That is not the way to think. You do not want to hold on to a tile somebody needs and then give it to them later and maybe give them Mahjong. Besides the fact that most of the time when somebody has one exposure up, they can be playing multiple things all over the card. Exception, Winds and Dragons. Very telling. You can usually pinpoint pretty early on 1, 2, or 3 hands. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and discard this right now.
9 bam, flower.
Of course, I don't know what I'm really settling in on at this point, and I don't need that right now.
1 track, flower.
Another flower? Well, I really am hoping that nobody takes those before my turn. So let's see. Joe just discarded Agata. Do you have flowers? Let's see, because I'm going to grab them.
5 dot.
Okay, I'm going to grab those jokers. Here's a really good teaching moment for me. I don't know what Joe's situation is, but if I had to guess, maybe this is the difference between intermediate and advanced bot intelligence that's built into these guys. But unless he's got a lot more jokers and his hand is really well set, I would not be calling flowers this early and putting up 2 jokers, because they just get sucked up right away. So it's a beautiful gift. And also, I do want to mention, we're at 94 tiles here. 99 tiles is how many tiles you are left with after the deal. And I play this game in thirds in my mind. It's like the Mahjong rule of thirds for me. And in the beginning of the game, you could play much more quickly because you don't have to worry. Just get out fresh tiles. Don't care if somebody calls it or needs it. And if they need it and they can't take it, yay. Okay. But this is something I try not to do early on. I like to see more flowers out or in other exposures before I do something like this, but I'm going to grab it. I'm going to grab it. And now I've got to really, really hope that I do get the threes. But if I don't, I can bounce into another 1, 3, 3, 5 hand. So I will be able to, with those jokers, do, let's say, line number 2 on the left side. Pung, pung, kong, kong. Last year it was pung, kong, pung, kong. 2 pungs and 2 kongs are really safe hands to keep as backups if you're playing a hand with a pair. So here we go. Let me just take a look, make sure. Okay. In real life, what do? We say, Joe, may I have your joker, please? We hand it to him, hand-to-hand exchange. And in the computer world, we're just going to get it by double clicking.
Joker swap, joker swap.
Okay. So now, now I could like maybe take a peek at Quince, but I wouldn't be needing the greens because I just gave up my flowers for the last hand, but I wouldn't have been able to get those jokers unless I gave them up. Maybe kind of weak for any hand there right now. So now it's my turn to discard. And let me see. I was originally going to do like numbers and I kind of discounted that and one crack went out already. I don't think I'm going to play that, but you know, it'd be nice to keep that 1, 3, 5, but I just gave up my flowers, so I don't think I'm going to give that up either. Anyway, I'll just get rid of the 2 right now. It's fresh. We have all fresh tiles right here, except for the 1 crack.
2 dot, 2 band. Red.
And there's 1 red.
6 band.
Not that I need it, but there's 1 red. Now, I do remember passing the 8 crack in the Charleston. When you get to be a better player, you're going to start remembering these things. So I would like to get that out early. If somebody is playing with it and they might need it, I want to get it out early.
8 crack, 2 crack.
There you go. So these little things that happen, and they happen every week when I'm playing, are proving a point. And the point is, if I held the 8 crack and just kept holding it and holding it and holding it, 5, 6 rounds later, and Wes is set up nicely, I could end up giving him Mahjong. I would much rather him call for an exposure. Do you agree? I hope you do.
6 band. 8 band.
I want to make sure. Okay. All right. So, you know, there's 2 6 BAMs out. For me, I want to get out something that is fresher. And there are no 6 cracks out. I'm going to get that out. Who knows? Maybe, like I could be saying, oh my God, Wes could need it for 2, 4, 6, 8. It's very possible. But Wes could also be playing any like numbers with 8s, or a run with 8s, or some other run with 8s, or something. But nonetheless, it goes bye-bye.
6 crack, 5 band.
No call. Okay.
So 4 band.
All right, we got 1, 3 dots. That makes me feel a lot better about this hand. And actually, let's see. I don't put my jokers where they go until I know that that's where they go. Because, you know, they can go any number of places. So let's see if we could sit them where they go. We would need a joker to call the 3 crack. We don't need a joker to call the 5 crack. We could use a joker to call the green. Oh, we got 1 extra one. Woohoo. All right, so this is looking really pretty. And as far as now what I discard, I'll look and see, oh, there's 2 6 BAMs out. One crack went out really early on, so maybe that's the one that, you know, I'll send out now. At this point, it doesn't matter much because you're just going to start duplicating if you don't have fresh ones. So we'll go ahead and get this out.
1 crack, 5 dot, 4 dot. So
And now we have another 6 crack that came out. I sent one out before. I'll send it out again.
6 crack, 4 dot. 2 crack, 3 crack,
And there's a 3 crack and an opportunity for us to call. By the way, if you come in here and play, make sure you move your mouse away from this area. I have accidentally clicked on the ignore rather than the call. So just be careful that you don't, have that. Okay. So Sue said, do you save safe discards? Well, you better believe I do save safe discards. And I have my own name for them, buffer tiles. I love to be set up with safe tiles. The way my hands come in right now didn't really give me an opportunity for you to show how those safe tiles can really work to your advantage. But I'm going to go ahead and call this. And what do we need for this? Always check the card so you don't accidentally click the wrong thing. I need a pung of 3s. Call, pung. Take your time. You don't need to rush with this stuff, right? All right, so I'm going to do the red first, just because it went out earlier and there's only one out. I'll do the red one.
red,
The red one. I meant the red, not the red one. That was kind of silly.
4 crack,
Oh, and now with Wes's 8 cracks exposed, we don't know what he's playing, but there is an 8 crack up for Joker exchange. Always look around at your opponent's exposures so you don't miss one. I've missed them even on Wednesday nights. I hate to admit that, but I do. I make mistakes. Okay. Yep, it's true. Oh my God. Okay. So now I will be here. I will be set to call Mahjong on the 3 dots. Hopefully nobody else has them. I was doing a recording for a project earlier, and that's what happened. I needed a single tile to Mahjong, and then this guy, Joe, put up my tiles, all of them. That's not the way you want your hand to go. Dead. Okay, but anyway, it's
6
nonetheless, I'm set, or as I grew up calling it, on call for Mahjong. Set for Mahjong, on call. It doesn't matter. I don't need the one.
Joker swap, 3 dot.
And there is my Mahjong tile. Now take a look here, because we are at 70 tiles, which means that we're just about ready to enter the middle game. So we didn't even need to talk about any middle game strategy. There weren't a lot of things going on. Hopefully that'll happen in the next game or the next game. But I get to say Mahjong here, yay, yay. And you don't have to put them in order, but if you wanted to just to see what it looked like the right way, you could do that. Click on Mahjong and say Mahjong. Woohoo! Okay, now I don't care if I win any other games because I always like to just win one. All righty. Well, and thank you everybody for your help and input. I'm always watching what everybody puts in there because, like I said, I don't see everything. I try to, but all right, here we go. We're going to start it all over again. Now, if anybody has any questions about anything that just took place, please feel free to put it in chat. So I'm here to help answer your questions.
Charleston.
All right, I just sorted by suit, and look at how pretty that looks right there. News. Isn't that so sweet? Well, I mean, okay, it's definitely not, it could be 2024, but I have just 2 4s, no 2s, no soaps. But any like numbers? It could be, right? So let me see, what do I have as far as I have no other duplicates. I have all singles, and wouldn't work out really good for a singles and pairs hand, which I love to try if I have no jokers at all, not with the news. I have like numbers with 3s, I have like numbers with 4s. I have like numbers with 8s and 5s. Oh, that's so interesting. Now, the question becomes, do I see if I can capture some more like numbers? I mean, it might be fun. Hint on mouse position. I often click on ignore. Oh, Jana said, thanks for the hint on the mouse thing. I often click ignore when she meant to hit call. Yeah, I am saying that because I have done it way too many times in the beginning. Now I'm so good at moving it out of the way. All right, so let's see if we could keep some other options along with keeping these like numbers, right? So my thought would be here that because the consecutive run is so very flexible, why not keep the 3, 4s, and 5s right here? So I still have 5s and 4s and 3s and get rid of these here. Why not? Now, I've had people say to me, because I know one other instructor in particular, actually, who doesn't agree to passing like numbers. But honestly, my goodness, my thought is on this, if the person's playing that number in like numbers out of 3 other players, okay, I mean, that I just gave them 2 like numbers, but what are the chances? They could be playing so many other things. They could be playing runs. They could be playing 2, 4, 6, 8. I mean, they could be playing so many other hands that I don't want to worry about that when I'm trying to build my hand. But anyway, this is kind of nice if I keep the 3, 4s, and 5s as backups. I could also keep the 1, 3, 5s as backups, the 1, 3, 5s, but that doesn't leave me with the multiples here of, I mean, not the multiples, the like numbers, the 3s, 4s, and 5s. So let's do this. We'll keep our options. Of course, it missed me all the way around completely. And if I wanted to do something with the east and west, it would be line 3. And then I'd have to give up some other options as far as the multiples. So, I know I can do this and this. So do I want to do that? It would be east and west with 3, 4, east and west, 3 crack, 4 dot, east and west with 3 dot, 4 crack, east and west with 4 dot, 4 crack, 5 dot, or 4 crack, 5 crack. And I'm talking about the third line on the right side. Do I want to do that? Or do I want to just stay to what I'm doing here, which is what I think I'm going to do right now? Let's just stick to it. Could work out the other way, but it could not. Oh my. And now I got the south. So then I would have to think, okay, do I want to do north and south? Do I want to do the concealed bottom winds and dragons hand, which I love? Do I want to do that? I don't need the east or west there because those are singles. Do I want to do that and break something else up? Oof, this is really challenging. I'm not getting in anything, am I? No matter what I do, I'm still going to be sticking to those same numbers and they're not coming in. I'm going to stick to it right now. Or do I do a blind pass? Hang on. I like the option of doing a blind pass for right now. Let's just see what happens. I got a 3, but the bottom hand only needs 2 different suits, Kongs of 3s. Yep. I got that in. Of course I have to continue. No doubt about it.
Second Charleston.
Oh, but I have such pretty runs with 3s and 4s and 5s. Boy, if I had that last year's singles and pairs hand with 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, It isn't there. Okay, so I have to make a decision here. What am I gonna pick? I'm gonna pick this for one. What's my next one gonna be? Because I had it continue. Ooh, do I have a feeling about one or the other? Let's see. 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. 3. I think I'm gonna do the 3 bam. Don't ask me why. If you think I know, I don't really know. Look at this. Nothing. The East came back again. I think it's the same East. And this is not good. Now, I could look at this one way or another. Nobody has 3, 4s, and 5s in their hands, and they're all in the wall. Or somebody else is playing with all those tiles. Oh, baby, this is crazy.
Courtesy pass.
I got the South and the East. Could you believe it? Maybe I need to keep it. Maybe I need to at least keep that. Would I even consider anything else up there? Probably not. Probably not. But if I keep it and I get more, I could do East, West, or North, South with the run. Maybe that's what I'll do. Ooh, 3, 4, 5, 5. Okay. I think I'm going to do that and leave my options open. So this is not like well, we didn't have a great start before either. Yeah, Carol, that's what I like the concealed, right? I mean, that's what I said a few minutes ago. I love that concealed hand. This will leave me an option. Of course, I don't need the other East, but this leaves me an open option for at least being able to play in that category. So I'm going to do 1. Now, in person, if I know Joe's going to take my tile, so I'm going to do it. But in person, my friends would never pass 1 tile with me because they'd be thinking I have like a great hand. Although you and I both know what my hand looks like. So same thing for you applies. If somebody says 1, just say no, thank you. The game is all about playing a defensive game, right? So you don't want to worry about hurting someone's feelings. And if somebody stops the Charleston and that person is the opponent across from you, you do the same thing. No, thank you. It's okay. All right, I'm going to do 1. I now have so many freaking options if I just get some jokers and tiles. Yay! All right, so I'll do 1.
So
I knew I wasn't going to get a tile in. All right, so anyway, first third of the game, all the way up to 66 tiles, I can just ignore. And unless I get some jokers, I won't even have to worry about thinking about whether I need to call something. So we're just going to go. I will keep track of my tiles that go out. That's that 3 bam that I chose not to keep. All righty. I could always think other things like 3, 6, 9 and changing things up, but I'm not going to do it.
6 dot, 8 dot, 1 bam, 8 bam, call, 9 dot.
All right, we have 2 jokers available. Early call by Wes here.
7 dot, 6 bam, call, 8 dot.
And we have a 6 bam with no jokers.
9 dot.
Okay, so the 9 dot went out twice. Now I have a flower, which I would need for any like numbers, line 3. I was going to talk about the fact that the 9 dot is safer than anything else, but it's the only discard that I want to get rid of right now because 2's gone out. But look at this up here, 6, 7, 8, 9. Whoa. Sometimes I just can't wait to see what people are playing. Oh, when I mahjonged on that last one, I forgot to go over the other player's hands, so I apologize because somebody said to me, don't forget to do that. I will do it this time.
9 dot, 4 bam.
Here's a 4 bam. Don't need it because I
Joker
don't even
slot,
have that.
8 dot. West.
Okay, so obviously I can't do anything with that either, but I keep track of what's going on. Now I have a potential east and west if I wanted to do it with a 3 or 4, blah, blah, blah. Or it looks like it could even turn into a full-blown winds and winds hand. Could potentially. So let's see if I could keep some things, like keep the 3s and the 3, 4. Yeah, because the bottom concealed hand now, I don't even know if that's going to be coming into play. So I have to get rid of something. 3, 4 dot, 3 crack, 4 dot, 5 bam. Well, with the 6 bams up there, maybe I need to get the 5 bam out. 3, 4 here. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'm going to keep those wins. I mean, I kind of sending me in a direction there. So I'll get out the 5.
5 bam. So
no call, but
4
he
dot.
might have needed it. There's a 4 dot. There's a tile that I need and I can't call it.
Call 8 crack.
And there's a 4 dot. Okay. So, Sue asked about safe discards. Okay. This is a safe discard right here. So that is a definite tile that becomes for me a buffer tile. There is a single 4 tile in 2468. There is a single tile that could be a 4 in consecutive run. And where's the other one? So no tile is really 100% safe until people have exposures up and I can tell what they're doing. For Joe, I know Joe is not playing any of the hands that I just mentioned, but I don't know what Agatha's doing. But let's look at Wes's hand. 2468, line number 1B. Pung, pung, kwong, kwong. Or line 2. 2, 4 would be in dots, 4, 6 in cracks, and 8 in bams. So he could be playing line 1 or 2. If you see anything else that I missed, let me know. All right, I'm getting this going here.
3 bam.
And that's that 3 bam that I
2
got
dot.
rid of earlier, and somebody already discarded it. Okay, so no 7 bams out. I know I got to get it out.
7 bam. Call 5 dot.
We have a call. That's fine. I want that to happen. Well, isn't that interesting here? Who knows? I don't even know if I could even make a change at this point, although I know 4s is not going to come into my picture. So I think I'll just get it out.
2 crack. 8 crack. 5 bam.
Another
2
5 bam. That wasn't in the picture, was it? Ooh. News with dragons. It's the first dragon I saw, but I don't think so. I haven't seen any dragons. Never saw one. I don't think so. Or do I want to keep it as another option here? Nope. I don't think so. I'm not going to keep it. I could. That's a good reason not to keep it. I'm happy I made that decision. All right. So let's see if I'm keeping these tiles right here. So I do not want to dump those yet, even though a lot of them are fresh. But let's just see what Agatha is playing. So a pung of 7s with matching dragons. a pung of 7 with a pung of matching dragons. You could take a look and see if you could find it. I only see it on line 3 of 13579. That's, or wait a minute. Nope, that's it. All right, so
2 crack, west,
there's a west, second one,
3 dot,
and there's a 3 dot, no jokers, no call. And a 6 bam, that's also a safe tile. So I have 2 safe tiles, but I don't want to dump too many of my tiles, because if I dump my tiles, I'm not going to be able to make anything at this point. So let's see, I have 3, 4, and 4, 5. Yeah, so I have to start getting rid of these. If I want to try and make something, I'm going to have to start getting rid of these. There's just no 2 ways about it. I got to try to keep some of my options open here. I would need a ton of jokers, but this could be Wes's tile. So also he could be competing with Joe, but
6 bam,
I don't think he's going to be able to. He's probably, maybe, well, he would. No, he doesn't need it if he's playing line 2
1 bam,
in 2, 4, 6, 8.
3 bam,
Nobody wanted that. All right. Well, this is also safe. See this? This is kind of nice, because now I don't even have to think too much about it. All right, here goes an east. Let's see. If I were to want to call that, I'd have to do line number 1. I could call the south. Weak on the west. Not as weak on the north, because it's a pung. I'm talking about line 1, right side. I don't think I want to block myself into this. I really don't. I'm just not getting the pickings right now. I'm just going to say no.
3 bam,
Look at that. All the 3 bams went out. All right, now we have a 9 bam. And this could be a call for Agata. Let's see.
9 bam, south,
And it is. All right, there's a south, and I'm not going to call it. I just don't have anything going on. There's a 5. So 4, 5 right there. 4, 5. 4 dot we know is not going to happen. So I'll just get rid of this now. Maybe I'll get a joker exchange. Let's see. The 9 bam is available. So he needs 5 bams. 1, 2 went out. Okay, we'll see what happens.
4 dot,
Of course, if I took the 9 bam, I could make him jokerless. Oh, another. Okay, Carol said maybe line 4. Winds and dragons if I get a joker. So yeah, I know. Well, now here's a north. How many norths went out? I don't think any. So that line 4 needs a pair.
2 bam,
You never know. Okay, I got a west. Now four, 5. If I have a competitor in West and he's playing line 2 with 4 cracks. Oh, that's going to be hard, but I did get a West, so I'm getting a little closer to line 1 or line 4, like Carol said. All right. I'm going to start getting rid of these babies here because nothing's happening.
5 crack, 3 crack, north,
There's a north. Can't call it. No jokers. And there's a 4 bam. And let's see. 1 4 bam went out. I'm just looking and think in terms of keeping it for one more option as far as 4 5 or 4 5. That's so weak right now, but I like to see every possible potential thing. So we'll do the 3 crack.
3 crack, 1 crack, 9 crack, 7 crack.
What I don't want, right? Yeah, what I don't want. And I wouldn't switch out to the concealed winds and dragons at this point because I have too many easts and pair of west. So, all right, let's see. I guess we're just going to go ahead and get rid of this.
5 crack, red, south.
Oh, golly. A south. All right, line 1 on the right side. I can call the south. I can call the east. And how many wests are out? 2 wests are out. So that means I need 2 jokers to cover that. Now, on the left side, I could call the east. I already have the 3. Again, this is like, do I really want to do this? No, I don't want to. I'm going to play defensively at this point if I can't get more jokers. This is really nuts. But that's the last south. So maybe do I do it and force that hand to happen, even though there's 2 wests out and how many easts? Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to call on one of my prize students. She's my prize strategy student who came in. Hannah, unmute and let me know what you would do at this point. Yeah, there's 1 east out too, right, Carol? 1 east out. Hannah, can you hear me? Got to unmute. Oh, she says not sure at all. Oh, it's got her stumped as well. Okay. Anybody else? I know in YouTube I'm going to have to wait like a couple of minutes for the response, but anybody else in Zoom have any pearls of wisdom right now as to what I should do? I'm going to need 3, a minimum of 3, well, even more. Let's see, there's 2 norths out. I can't call that tile. I really can't. If I had a joker, I'd call it and do it for a Kong. That way I could keep my eye on line 1A and 4. I can't do that. I can't call it. Sorry.
7 crack.
I'd love to, but I can't. All righty. Red.
2 bam. 1 bam. Joker.
Oh, who threw the joker? Hold on. That was really quick on that discard. I just got my pick. So Agatha threw the joker out. Does she need a flower or does she need a 5 bam? Whoa. Oh, wow. Good question. There's 2 5 bams out. If 1 more 5 bam goes out, I can actually declare her hand dead. Whoa. Well, let's see what happens. All right.
Red. 7 crack. 1 bam. Joker.
Wow. He threw another joker. I could use those. Okay. 9 crack.
9 crack. 7 bam. 8 dot. 8 crack.
Okay. 4 5. That's as close as I'm going to get to my hand right there. East and west. Let's see how many wests. 2 wests went out. Too little, too late at this point, right? But east, west, 4 5. That's about as close as I'm going to get to any hand right now. And I still need a whole lot of help. Okay, we'll get rid of this here.
4 crack. 3 crack. 3 dot. Red.
Okay, 3 dot. I just want to take a quick look. We're at 29 tiles. So we've gone through the whole middle game. We're now into the end game, the last 33 tiles, the last third of the game. And there is a 3 dot in the second row, there's 3 out. So I am confident and okay to get rid of that one.
3 dot. So 7 dot. 2 crack.
Okay, and of course the 1 cracks, I think the most of those are out, and I don't think anybody needs them anyway.
1 crack. 1 dot. 1 dot. Joker swap. Joker.
Well, again, Agatha, you are just getting rid of all your tiles. 7 dot. What do we got here? 1, 1, 7, 2 7 dots. 2 7 dots. Make sure I didn't miss any. 2 7 dots. Okay. 21 tiles left. That's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. I have 5 picks. Actually, 6. I think that for 21st tile would be mine. No, it wouldn't, because after I discard, the counter goes down. I'm not good at math, guys. Okay. Mahjong's my thing, not math. All right, let's see. Do I think in any way, shape, or form that I'm going to be able to make Mahjong? I mean, come on, highly unlikely, right? But if I did keep that for a while to see if anybody else throws it, and then I can follow them, the hand that I'm going to be playing is East, West, 4, 5 at this point. And we said that there were how many norths out? 1, 2. Yeah, and I don't think we don't have to worry about anybody as far as playing with them. So I'm going to go ahead and get this out.
North. 7 crack.
I just wanted to check, make sure, always make sure. I can't call it, of course. Can't call the 5 dot either. What a shame, right? Too bad. Okay. I know that, let's see, 8 crack. 1. I threw one a little, not too long ago, I think. 2 and 3. So the souths are going to be, okay. So, let me just see if there's anything. Karen had asked, why am I keeping the flower? Because right now, how many went out? No flowers. Okay. Okay. Well, I'll tell you why, Karen. Agatha is playing flowers 5, 7, 9 with dragons, and she's already discarded jokers, which means she's waiting for either a flower or a 5 bam. That flower is not going out at all. So, I mean, the only way I would discard it is if somebody else discarded, if she discarded a flower. So, at this point,
7 dots.
I just got to play. See, there goes a 7 dot.
North.
Nobody called it.
3 crack.
I got lots of safe tiles right now. Lots and lots of them. So I'm just going to do I'm not even going to think about other tiles. I'm just going to get the safe ones out. So many good ones to get out.
9 crack.
And we're going to have a wall game, it looks like, unless this Agatha is going to be lucky enough. There's still a great possibility for her to Mahjong. So we're just going to play it safe.
West. Joker.
Break it up.
5 crack. 1 crack.
Oh my goodness. My first joker, which is of course a safe tile.
West. Joker. 9 crack. Mahjong.
Well, what do you know? How many tiles were left? 2 tiles. On her last pick, on Agatha's last pick, she picked either a flower or a 5 bam. Wow. Now, my hand was challenging. I never saw a joker. That makes it really difficult to call. Anyway, let's see what the others are playing. So congratulations, Agatha. All right, Wes is playing 2468 line 2, which is what we kind of thought was going on with him, or line 1. But if he was playing line 1, he would have had that competitor here with Joe, who is playing any like numbers line 1? All right, well, let's go. I know there were no, that is a bummer, Shirley, no jokers.
Charleston.
Let's try this again. I got 1 joker to start. I like that, but I have no multiples. So I can't even work off of multiples. So when this happens, just easier to separate into evens and odds to start. It doesn't mean I might not look at a consecutive run, but it certainly is much easier to see that right now I do have a lot of the high-end odds. In case you didn't know it, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 is broken out into low-end odds and high-end odds with 1, 2, 3, 3 hands this year. I think it was the same last year that use all 3 suits. I'm not including dragons if the dragons are one of the opposite suits. So I like this. I might as well keep an eye on that. I can keep the 8 because that's in the run area, 7, 8, 9, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8. Anything in that area could work out in a run. So I'm going to go ahead and do this for my first pass. Could have even thought about 3, 6, 9 possibly, but can't do everything. I'm going to do this for my next pass. Whoops, almost got rid of that. I'm going to do, all right, I'm going to consider 5, 7, 7, 9, pun kong, line 2, 2B, line 2B under 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. With flowers, it would have to be either the 1 suit with the matching dragons, or let's look at 5 times 7 equals 35. 5 dot times 7 crack equals 35. We need the 3 there. So in any event, I do have enough to pass and not give up anything right now. And I got these tiles. I'm not going to keep any of these. I got a 9 dot, which is not exactly what I would want to get, but maybe like numbers could end up working out with 7s or 9s as well. I'm going to continue.
Second Charleston.
I don't think I'm going to start trying to collect the wins right now. I know some of you might be thinking bottom concealed hand, but I'm not feeling it. So I'm doing this. I just gave a 5 and I got a 5. Oh my goodness gracious. Craziness. And a south. I know there's going to be those 5s out there, 2 of them, but I don't want to give up anything here right now. So now I have 5, 7, 9 crack. That could become flower 5, 7, 9 with the matching dragons. It could be. It could also be 5, 7 crack, 7 dot, 9 dot, pung, kong. I'm on my last right. This is where you want to utilize your blind passes. Here you go. I'm not giving up any of that.
Courtesy pass.
Now I get another 9. It could be like numbers. Line 1, actually, more than likely, since I didn't collect any of those wins. And I'm not, wouldn't it be funny if I got 3 wins, a north, east, west, and south? But no, I'm not giving up 3 tiles because I have way too much strength here to risk it. So I'm going to just do 1 tile.
Red.
Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness, it's amazing how this game, things change in this game. Of course, I need a lot of flowers, but that doesn't mean I won't get them. So I have a variety of any like numbers with 9s or pung, pung, kong, kong. We won't worry about it until I pick one more thing. Hi, Gloria. Thanks for stopping in.
West.
Oh, jingles. I should say jingles. I know that's what you go by. Okay, I'm just going to get out anything that's not a 5, 7, 9 or a flower. That's it.
6
I can
crack.
speed my
7
game
dot.
up that way. Now, 7 dot. No, I wouldn't be committing to anything at this early, even though I could call it for 5, 7, 7 crack, 9 crack, but it's a little too early for me to want to commit to one thing right now. So I say ignore.
East. 2 dot.
And that's why you get tiles out early, because I can't make a decision yet.
8 crack. 2 crack. 5 bam. Call. 4 crack.
Ah, we got a joker available there. All right, now I have a green. Whether or not I want to save that for line 2 of any like numbers is a question, but oh, let me see. 5, 7, or 5, 7, 7, 9. If I wanted to keep that for a bit, the 5, 7 crack and 7 dot, 9 dot could be my backup hand. I could get rid of the 5, but let me just see something. 5, 7, 9. Yeah, now I'm thinking of the bottom concealed 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 hand with 5, 7, 9 crack, or 5, 7, 9 dot in the 7 sevens, but I don't think I'm going to change that up to that. There's 1 7 dot out. So 5, 7, 7, 9 doesn't even make sense, really. I might save that green. You just never know. Things could change. I think I'm going to do that. But, 5, 7, 7, 9. 5, 7 green with 7, 9 crack is also a possibility. I mean, 5, 7 crack with 7, 9 dot is also a possibility. So I think I'm going to save it. Oh, it might be a bad.
Call. 5 crack.
Oh, God, thank you. That just lets me know that I made the right decision. Okay. Excuse me. Can't call that and commit to anything right now. I am way too
7 bam.
not ready to commit. Okay, now we have another flower, so that like numbers is looking really, really good. I would prefer to call this for one of the 9s as opposed to calling it and using it with the flowers, because somebody will grab that flower up right away. So I think I'm pretty well set here with this like numbers. I can call the 9 crack. I can call the 9 bam or 9 dot. I can call one with it for a Kong. I'm really doing good. So I'm going to get out the 7 dot. Well, let's look and see which is freshest, the green. So I'm going to do the green.
Green. West. Flower.
I'm not calling it right now. Nope, I'm not calling it.
8 dot. Call. 3 crack.
I'll
4
wait.
dot.
Like now. Okay, so here we go, dumping these tiles. Maybe you need the 7 dot. Somebody could need it. Joe could need
7
it.
dot.
Nope,
7 crack.
nobody called it.
Flower.
Okay, now I will call it because I am set to call everything, and I'm only going to put it up with 1 joker, so it's not too bad. But now I'm definitely set, and I can call any one of these for the Kong and the others for the Pung. And please, I hope that nobody's competing with me, but here we go. I'm going to call that Kong. And making sure I always look at my card.
Call.
Now, let's see. 5 crack is not out. 5 crack would be my first choice. No, there is 1 5 crack. but the 7 cracks are not out. Oh, there's one out of those too. Never mind. All right. I was hoping that maybe I could get some joker bait by holding on to them for a little bit. We're at 80 tiles. We're not even done with the first third of the game. Wow.
5 crack, 7 bam. 4 crack, 8 bam.
All right. That's nice.
7 crack, your joker swap, 2 dot. 6 crack.
Okay, none of those are out. That means we got to get that baby out.
6 dot. Call, 9 dot.
That's why you get them out. Well, I am going to call that. Now, do we have any feeling about this? Do we want to call it for, I say we call it for the pung because we don't have to put up jokers. Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. See, another good teaching moment. Don't put it up with the joker. Put it up as a pung because there's 2 pungs in there and 1 kong. So we don't have to even worry. So we're going to call that. And then guess what? I'm going to be on call. Set for Maj. Okay, here we go.
Call.
And discard.
7 crack, 9 bam.
And there we go. So if we want to put this in any order, it's not working there. It could look just like that. And now we're going to hit Mahjong.
Mahjong.
All righty. That one came in pretty nice, right? But you see how things change. I was thinking 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 was going to be it. And then it just all changes completely. All right. So Wes is playing 3, 4, 5, 6 with the matching dragons. That's consecutive run line 5. And Joe is playing the 4s and 8s. Oh my goodness, he's playing 2, 4, 6, 8. He was far from anything. For a minute, I thought he was playing Quint's line 2, because it could be Quint line 2 with only 1 joker, not. And then Agatha was playing 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 line 2. Let's see. She's coming in nice, but not nice enough. It looks like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at the jokers down here. Whoa. How do you like that? So actually only 2 left. All right. Well, that was pretty cool. Oops. Somebody was in the waiting room. I don't have any idea how long she was in there. Okay, so here we go again. Here we go again. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Carol. Okay, so we've got a pair of, let me move this here like I usually like to do for now. I don't know why I do this. It's such a habit. I always tell people it's because Winds and Dragons are on the right side of the card, but I'm not sure if that's the real reason. So we have a pair of 1s and a pair of 8s. 1s and 8s do not get along very well. They're like the Hatfield and McCoys, I think, in the Mahjong world. So we have to kind of work off of one or the other and see which one helps and works out better. I certainly like the fact that I have 3 of these. I do have the 2024 section right here, but it's very weak right here, little teeny weeny bit of it. But if I keep the 8s for 2, 4, 6, 8, I can also keep track of the 2024. Let's move these down here. Kathleen, so nice to see you. Okay, so keeping track of 2, 4, 6, 8 will allow me to also keep track of 2024. Look, if I start getting those tiles and I had to break up the 8s, I would do it. No skin off my back. I go where the tiles lead me for sure. All right, let's see what else we might want to do. If we get any like numbers, I definitely want to keep the dragons because line number 2 has the dragons. So I do like to keep them. Maybe we could also, oh my God, we're not going to be able to keep everything here. That's for sure. I'm not going to keep the north. Although I could get them, I could get them. 7, 8. And I'm trying to think of anything in a run that would work out. No. But I think what I'm going to do is break this up right now, because I'm feeling everything else much more than the pair of ones. I'm going to break this up and see what happens. Okay, well, nothing else that I wanted to come in except for a 6 for 2, 4, 6, 8 that I'm collecting there. A little bit challenging here. Do I want to keep anything else? Let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9. No. Let me think. I'm going to talk to myself for a second. 6, 7, 8, 8. No. I don't think so. Okay, I'll just do this. Now I have a 6 and I have a 2. I have no jokers, and I might be looking at 2, 4, 6, 8, singles and pairs line 1, the way this is going. I always say, if you have no jokers, go for singles and pairs, because you can always switch out. These are all like, every hand under that singles and pairs are like baby bits of the bigger hands. You can always switch out. So I might be keeping track of that, but I certainly have a lot of 2, 4, 6, 8 and 2024 still a possibility here. I'm going to pass this and this, and I am going to get rid of one of the dragons now. Which one do I want to get rid of? Which one would I want to keep? Maybe I'll keep the green. I don't know, just because there's more of these tiles than there are the suit that matches the reds. I don't know. And this is a first left. I could do a blind pass, but I want to like maximize what I get in. Oh, I get it. Look what I got. I got a red in. Not that I would be using it, but all right. So here's the rule of thumb. Do I continue? Well, I sure do. And this is going to be a real challenge on what I'm going to pass, because I don't think I'd want to pass a green, a red, and a west. That's a whole hand almost, right? Well, a good part of it. All right, so we're going to continue, and we're going to have to break this down a little bit to see what's going on here. I do have the 2s now. So let me start out with let's start out with 2024. Okay, let's start out at the beginning. And let's see what we have potential for that hand. So we've got line 1 right there. It's a whole hand, missing a couple of tiles in the groupings, but we've got a piece of everything right there, right? That's one possibility. And of course it could come in with the 2s in the front there, but we don't know. Well, it could be another combination of, could be the 2024, line 3 in the 2024. Could be any of that. So I definitely don't like to get rid of any 2024s if I'm going to play it. What about 2, 4, 6, 8? I wanted to keep something there. Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. Well, I definitely would keep the 2 and 4, and then consider as well with the 2 cracks, maybe a pung pung kong kong with the 8 dots. That's a good possibility right there. Let's just say we're going to get rid of this. for now. We're going to do that one. We'll do one green since a red one out. Maybe I can avoid having to send that out at all anyway. But we definitely don't want to give it to the same person. So let's do this. What about, oh, wait a minute. I was talking about like numbers. See how easily I get distracted? So I was talking about potential like numbers, and we have all that. So now I don't even want to get rid of the dragons. 2, 4, 6. I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to do that. And look, we got another 2. Now the like numbers is looking pretty, and I've got my pairs taken care of. So my deal here is a no-brainer. Next will be a last right, so I don't have to break the pair up and keep the pair. Who knows? Joker bait could happen. I'm going to do this. I never even thought that there's any way that this is why you have to really know the card, you guys, because things change so quickly. You have to reassess every single time you get a pass in. Ooh, 2s, 3s, 2s, 3s. Oh, I would have loved last year's hand to be here, but it's not. And I want to see if I get in something. So I'm just going to pass this.
Courtesy pass.
No. Yes. 1 dragon. Excellent. I'm going to do 2 here. Another reason I wouldn't pass the 8s is I've had them in my hand the entire game. They were one of the strengths that I was working off of. Okay, so we want to try to work off our strengths if we can. But remember I said in the beginning, if something else happens with the like numbers or something, then I wouldn't have any problem breaking them up. And I ended up breaking up the 1s that I had a pair of. Look at this. Neither of my pairs ended up working in my favor, but I'm not going to pass them because they have not been out. Those are like, those are the tiles that you consider fresh, but we'll see how long we can keep them for maybe Joker bait. Okay, so I'll do 2 tiles.
9 crack.
And there's a 1 bam that came back from early. Okay, so we're just going to be able to play pretty quickly through this phase of the game. I'll just get out the freshest tiles that I can until something comes out that I can call. And I like that because I don't know where it's going to go at this point. If I get another 2 bam, I may need to put it somewhere else. I'll leave it there for now.
6 dot. So
now there's a soap, and I could call it right now, but if I call it right now, let me think this through. If I call that right now, then I would have this I have to have a calling of. So I don't want to give up my only joker right now. So I'm going to hold off. This is probably the hardest thing for newer players to do. I'm going to hold off right now. Just hold steady. I mean, there's other dragons. So let's just see what happens.
Red.
All right, that I'm going to call. So I am going to call that for a punk.
Call. 1 bam. So
I'm hoping that, oh, there goes another one. See, I would rather do this if I could get that as a pair. Let me show you this. So I'd rather be able to have that be my Kong and that be my pair. And this is kind of a risky thing that I'm going to wait on this. It's the second one. Oh, and I'm hoping that if I say no, that something else will come in, another joker, or I get the 2 bam. Ooh, this is really risky, but I do want to hold off. I hate doing it, but I do want to hold off because it makes more sense if this can become the Kong right now. Okay, I'm doing it.
5 crack. 3 crack.
Okay, now I feel much better about whatever decision I end up making. So I can get rid of the 8.
8 dot. 1 crack. 1 crack. 5 bam.
And we'll just get rid of this. It's not out.
8 crack. 7 crack. 8 bam. 4 bam.
I really do want to have
7 crack.
the 2 bam.
6 dot. 4 dot. 6 crack.
Okay, so I don't need that. That would be a safer tile than the 8 dot because I have 2 of them. But again, you just never know. There's singles all over the card. So you try to make your best choice, but keep that in mind.
8 dot. 7 bam. 3 bam. 3 crack. 5 bam. 2 crack.
Don't need it. Don't need it. Oh, hold on a second. No, I don't need it. I already committed to that. I was getting ready to
1
think.
bam. 2 dot.
Okay, so 2 dot. Now, I did say that I would like to make that my Kong. So I am going to do that. And that means I can call the green and then get on set for the 2 bam and just hope that nobody is playing them. So we're going to do it. That would be a Kong.
Call.
All right. And now I can get rid of the, I can call this. I can get rid of this.
1 crack. 4 dot. North. 7 bam. 1 bam. West. 6 dot. 8 crack. 5 dot.
I'm going to get rid of the soap next because the soap should go out early. You just never know when somebody needs it for a 0. And I doubt they're playing 2024 with the ones I had all the 2s, but still should go out early.
7 bam. West.
I'll just get it out first.
So 5 bam. 1 dot. North.
All right. Now we're set.
9
All right.
bam.
So here we are.
1 bam.
If someone doesn't beat me to it, if someone isn't playing my 2s, then we have a good shot. And I could take this just to make it a safe discard from my own hands, which I guess I could do. And
Joker swap.
actually, it would have been a safe discard no matter what. See, I'm telling you, sometimes I'm blonde. So we don't need this. And well, sometimes what I do, no, I need that there. I can't even do that. If I were to throw the green out, I do sometimes do this, but in this particular hand, I don't know that it's going to make much sense because I don't think I could fool, maybe I could fool the bots, but I don't think so. In person, it wouldn't work. So sometimes if I have everything covered and I'll throw the natural tile instead of the joker, but because if I throw the joker, it might alert people in person. Again, I don't know how the intelligence works with these bots. They would know that I'm waiting on that too. So if I throw the green, they may think I just have everything I need. I don't know. It doesn't really matter here. I'll just throw this joker right now.
Joker. West. 4 dot. 4 dot.
If I did get greens, and then I could dump these, I could have a jokerless hand.
7
That'd be
bam.
kind of cool.
East.
Mhm.
5 crack. 5 dot. South. North.
Nobody's playing
crack.
wins? I'm
East.
shocked.
Red. 1 dot. 8 bam. 3 bam. 3
Just getting
crack.
them out.
8 dot.
Now, if a 9 bam goes out, I would take it just to take it so no one else could. That would be the reason.
6 crack. 5 dot. So. 6 crack. 4 bam. 1 crack.
I'm a little worried somebody's playing my 2 bams.
6 dot.
We're down to
6
the
crack.
last wall right now. No exposures. I have no idea what's going on. I could start looking at tiles and know exactly what's hot, of course. But
Joker swap. 4 bam.
oh my goodness, it's going to be, I got to start
8
looking
bam.
now. Oh, I don't have to look at all.
Mahjong.
All right. It's a good night tonight. And I think we have room for time for one more. All right. So we did line number 2. Any like numbers? Okay. Let's talk a little bit about my holding off with the calls. All right. That is definitely advanced strategy. So if you're not feeling that right now, don't worry about it. But I want to talk about it because it's pretty important. There's several reasons. First of all, when you call and commit to something early on, when you're playing that hand, I'm then going to be stuck. So I only had 1, 2. And if I had called the soaps, I would have had to play the pung of 2 dots, and I'd have to play the Kong of 2 bams. So these 2s would have been in this position, right? But I would have been at that time giving up my only joker that I had, and it wouldn't have given me flexibility. By not calling it, it still gives me flexibility. And it ended up that I ended up picking up jokers and picking up another one of my tiles. So, waiting a little bit and then getting in another 2 and then calling the 2, which it did have a joker with it, was the smart thing to do. Yeah, it's a little bit risky, but it definitely worked out to my advantage that way, to where I was able to use the biggest grouping, the Kong, with the 2s, and then be pretty well set to be able to, I think I needed one more good pick, which I got, and was hoping that I would get another one before my 2s went out or somebody was playing them. But guess what? Look at Wes. 2, 4, 6, 8, line 1, 2, 2 bams. Oh my God. I mean, talk about being too close for comfort. Really close, right? Now, if Wes called that 2 bam and I called it for Mahjong, I would have gotten it. So that's a good thing. What if he had 3 in his hand? Dead. All right. Any like numbers? Line 3. That's the hand I was wanting to play. Look at those jokers. Oh my God. Wow. I should have been a quint hand. And then any like numbers, line 1. Oh, 3 of us were playing any like numbers. Can you believe it? Crazy. Let's do one more quick game. Oh, wow. All right. So we've got 1 multiple here. Who knows if this multiple is going to help us, right? 6s. It's not 2024, but it certainly is an even. So we're going to take all the evens and stick them together. I mean, forming hands and categories and all that, it's just a matter of collecting the tiles. Don't even think about having to pick anything until you run out of your discards, just like we've been doing tonight. Just stay open and flexible and just work around what you got the most of. I don't have any like numbers. Definitely not addition hands. It could be 369 possible. Could be a little 369. And if it were going to be anything in the run, I mean, it could be 13579, but I can't keep everything. So let me think. If I was going to keep something in the run family in addition to everything else, I could keep this, but I don't think so. I think I want to do this right now. Do I want to keep the red for a little bit? Maybe. I think I'll do that. Oh, so I get 9s in. I say we could do possibly 369, and I did get a lot of them in, didn't I? I'm not going to keep that. I got a lot of, let's see, 3, 6. Okay, come on, mouse, don't get stuck on me now. 3, 6, an imaginary 6 crack, 9 crack. But there's a lot of hands in that category, so I would want to keep everything. And not sure about 2, 4, 6, 8 at this point. So a lot of hands under 3, 6, 9, and I like that category. What? Yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be the way to go. If I wanted to keep 2, 4, 6, 8 potentially open, I would leave the 8 and a 2 and 4 maybe, but I can't keep, I mean, it's just not going to work with me having to break this up. So that's it. I think it's going to be 3, 6, 9s that I'm going to be working on. So let's just get this stuff out. I don't want to get stuck with a pair if I want to keep stuff. So I'm going to break that up right there. There's a 9. Wow. See, we're just collecting 3, 6, 9, right? Of course I got to continue. We'll do this. And nothing here that came in. We got another 6. Okay. Since there's an 8 floating out there, I'll just do 2 here.
Courtesy pass.
If you don't remember that, don't worry about it. Not a big deal. And I got it back. Well, nobody wanted it. That means it's a little nice cushion tile, safety tile, right? Okay, well, here we go. We're just going to start out. I do like to get rid of wins early, even if they were going around. You just never know. I've been shocked that in the middle of the game, someone's calling a wind.
Red.
Am I going to worry about what I'm playing yet? No, you're going to see I'm not worried. But I could tell you from my experience, the beginners want to pick something right away. They get nervous. They need to know what they're doing right away. But you don't have to worry about picking something out. Concentrate more on playing faster and watching what's going on. If you start focusing just on your hand, it takes you away from having to look and see what everything else that's going on. So anyway, that's the deal here. And this could be a singles and pairs. It could be the concealed bottom 3, 6, 9 hand. I don't know at this point what it's going to be. I got a joker. That helps. Now I'm going to go ahead and dump these 8s.
8 dot. 1 dot. 8 bam. 1 crack.
I got a 3.
8 dot. 7 dot. 2 bam. Red.
Can't call it. Can't commit with that right now. I mean, there is a hand, but I'm too far from anything right now to call that red. So ignore.
1 crack. 2 crack. 1 dot. 1 bam.
another 6. Okay. Now, there's 2 reds out, so chances are I'm not going to end up using that red at all. And now I do have to look at what I'm doing. I certainly have to look at what I'm doing. So let's take a look at line number 2. Flowers, I do need 3, a single 3, a pair of 6s, and a pung of 9s, and then 2 kongs of either 3 6s or 9s. I wouldn't need all of those, but it's definitely a potential. So I want to consider that one. We're going to circle back to, let's look at line 1 for a second. Line 1 on the right side, pung pung with 1 suit, 6 with another suit, and the 9 with another suit. That's a potential. 3 6 9 and 3 suits, line 3 on the right side with 3 cracks. Oh boy, this is going to get confusing. I need a spreadsheet. 3 cracks. This wouldn't be here. 3 cracks, 6 dots, and 9 bams. All right. Now, I have the red, and I am going to discard it. So we will have to really narrow this down as soon as, so I'm convinced I'm not keeping the red right now, but I also have 3 6. Oh, I have the bottom concealed hand possibly, but the 9s are, the pair is in the wrong, whatever. So we'll see what happens.
1 dot.
Lots going on.
8 bam.
Oh, here we go. Another tile. Help. Help me, Rhonda. Okay, let's see. 3 6 9. 3 6 9 with the 6s. Oof. I need some help here, you guys. Second hand. 3 6 9. I only need one of these 3s with 6s. I need to keep a safe hand without any singles or pairs. 3 dot 6 dot 6 crack 9 crack. That could be one, or 3 crack 6 crack 6 dot 9 dot. And I need the 6. So it looks like the 9 bam is the smartest of the tiles to get rid of. Okay, let's break this down, because this is definitely a lot. For me, it's a huge amount. So 3 6 and then 6 9. That's that pung pung, kong kong, line 1 on the left side, which is safe, no pairs or singles. Keeping that, if I want to keep line 2, I certainly definitely, I need pairs, I need flowers, and I need a pair of, I think, what else do, no, I don't. Okay. No, I do, because we were going to do it with the 3 6 9 crack. I don't want to move things too much around here. 3 6 and 9 crack. I need that 6, that pair there, and I need a pair of flowers, but I have the 6s. A pung of 6s here already in 1 suit and 1 6 bam. Okay, so I'd want to keep that. Now, when I said pung pung kong kong 3 6 6 9, it could also be the other way with 3 crack, 6 crack, 6 dot, and 9 dot. So that's even, so everything I do within those 3 hands tell me that the 9 bam is the one that I don't need, because all 3 of those that I just did with you did not use the 9 bam. I know this is a lot. Trust me. It's a lot for me. My head is ready to explode. But this is what I'm going to do. Okay. Does anybody else think there is a, oh, I'm close to singles and pairs, Hannah said. I am. There's no doubt. I do have a good amount of the singles and pairs going on, but I would have to, I have doubles of so much. I'd have to get rid of so much, wouldn't I? Let's see. 6, 9, 3. Yeah, I would have to get rid of multiple tiles of stuff. And I'm missing the 3 for the 3, 6, 9 bam. I'm not going to do it. I'm not feeling it too good. Watch, I'll get in more of them, but I'm hoping on more jokers. But anyway, the 3, 6, 6, 9, very nice, comfortable hand. I don't have to worry about any pairs or singles, so it's a good backup, but I can keep my eye on line 2 and still get rid of the 9 bam based on using 3 crack, 6, 9. Of course, it could go another way too, but I can't keep it
9
all.
bam, 7 crack,
Okay,
1 crack, south,
now you just have to
7 crack,
do a little
4 dot,
prayer for me here.
3 crack,
Okay, so now we have a 3 crack. I don't need it for the pung. And I'm not going to be switching out to that line 5 with the 3 pairs in the middle. I don't think I'm going to be doing that either. Although I'm really close to it, actually. No, I'm not that close to it. I still would need 2 pairs. So I'm not committing to that right now and then dumping everything else. No way.
east, west, red, 7 dot, east,
I need some help here, don't I?
north, 9 crack,
Okay, so there's a 9 crack, and that was, we were going to use that if we were going to do line 2 with the flowers 3, 6, 9. So I won't commit to that 9 crack right now at all. It's too risky. So we're going to ignore it.
south, 8 bam, 1 bam, 1 bam, 9 bam,
Come on, give me some more.
6 dot,
Okay, so here's a 6 dot. Now, if I call the 6 dot, I need one more good pick for the 6 crack and one more good pick for the 9 dot. If I let this go, I'm going to need to cover that with a joker. And I think, honestly, since I can call it, I used to call it my rule of 4. If you have 4 and your hand is pretty well set to go ahead and do it, I think I'm going to commit to this and just hope that I get some more jokers. All right, here we go.
call,
All right, so now I am committed to that. I'm going to start getting rid of, so I need one good pick for the 6, one good pick for the 9, you know, to be able to call those groupings. And when I say one good pick, if I picked a joker, it would be good for this. If I pick a 6, it would be good. If I pick one more 9, one more joker, it'll get me set to call those groupings. So now I'm going to just look on the board, what hasn't gone out, start getting things out that I need. And there we go. I don't have to worry about pairs or anything right now. Let's see if I wanted to keep, if there's anything else that I want to keep as another backup, but I don't think so. I think I'm good right now.
3 dot, call, green,
All right. Well, that's a good reason that I got that out there, isn't it?
south, 2 bam,
Okay.
so, green, south, 7 bam,
Well, that's not the tile I wanted, that's for sure, is it? No. Let's see, 6 and 9, 3. I just want to look and see if that 3, 6, 6, 9. By the way, the line 1 could be either left or right side. And I'm actually, oh no, it can't be because I don't have the, wait a minute, it could be. So it could be 3 crack, 6 crack, 6 dot, no, well, no, it can't be. Never mind. I lied. All right, we'll get this out.
3 bam, call, 2 dot,
Good reason to get it out early. I'd rather them call it now than Mahjong later.
call, green,
Oh, 2, 3, 2, 3, pung pung, 2, 3, and is it 2, 3, 4, 5 in one suit, which would be second from the bottom on the left side, or is it the right side? Is it anything else? It sure can be. What about line 2 consecutive run? Let's see. Nope, it can't be. Yep, it could be 1, 2 with the opposite dragon, and then 3, 4. All one suit, but the opposite dragon. Yep, certainly can. So we've got to keep an eye on it.
9 bam,
9 bam
Wow.
wasn't in the cards for me, by the way. I could see. Okay, nice. I'm liking that. Okay, we're kind of rocking here. So
6 bam, 7 bam, 9 crack,
okay, well, we don't need that.
7 crack,
Now, you know, with 1 9 crack out, my having 9 cracks here, those are nice, cushiony, safe buffer tiles, I would say. But I still have to get all the tiles that I think are fresh, and anything I think could be hot has to go out. We're at 46 tiles. We're now in the middle game. Once we get down to 33, we'll be in the end game. And then you have something to think about as far as, do I get out those tiles and take a chance, or do I break my hand up? I think I have a good chance of winning, so I am not going to even think about that now.
4 bam, call, 4 crack,
All right, now we've got 3 exposures, so we've got 2, 3, 4, 5. And we know that it is the second from the bottom consecutive run on the right side. That means that she needs 5 bams. There are none out. Is she set for Maj or not?
call, 2 bam,
Oh, we got a lot of activity here.
green,
Okay, I'm just going to get everything out that I can right now.
8 crack, call, north,
Oof. All right, I will dump those 9s. Maybe Agate is playing something 3, 6, 9 mixed suit, and she'll call and put up a joker for me.
north,
Okay, let's do it. Maybe, I don't know what she's playing, really. I could study the board a little bit, but I'm not going to study the board. But I'm thinking, wouldn't it be nice if she was playing 3, 6, 9? But that's not going to happen because I've got the 6 dots. So I don't think I'm in a rush to get those out at all. What else could she be playing? When I don't think she needs them at all. So I'm going to do the 7.
7 dot, 9 dot,
Oh, okay. There's a 9 dot. And this is, again, one of those really challenging decisions, because do I put it out with the 2 jokers, or do I hold on and wait until at least if one more comes out, I know that 2 jokers aren't available for joker exchange. Oh, this is challenging. I could get it also for a joker exchange, but it's really risky. And I normally hold off with this sort of thing. Does any of you hold off on something like this, or am I the only one that does that? Because I don't like to put up 2 jokers right now. I would love for one more 9 dot to go out, and I really don't think anybody's using them, but it could, I mean, it could be Agata, but I doubt it. So I'm going to hold off. And Hannah, my prize student, she says hold off. I'm going to hold off right now. This is hard.
5 crack, call, flower.
Okay, now I'm very happy with what I have done here.
9 Mahjong.
Oh, Wes Mahjong before me. Okay, so as you can see after the clapping starts and you can hear me, I'm very happy with how my hand came in. It doesn't matter that I didn't win. I'm very pleased with how it turned out. We knew that Wes was close, so it would be a matter of, was I going to pick another tile or was I going to be able to call something and get set, and kind of a race to see who mahjongs. But it did work out because I ended up picking up another joker and it was fun. So line 1 for Joe, 2, 4, 6, 8, and Wes won with 2, 3, 4, 5, which is what we knew. And then Agatha was playing consecutive run line 3 with the 3, 4, 5. And that is it. We went over a little bit, but that's okay. And thanks for hanging in there. And oh, it's confusing sometimes, isn't it, you guys? Yeah, it was very close, Shirley. And thank you, everybody watching on YouTube, everybody who joined me tonight on Zoom. Always a lot of fun. I hope to see you again next Wednesday. It's going to be a good night for now. Thank you so much, everybody. Until I meet you again, practice, practice, practice. Night.